Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise. What's up, people? Welcome back to Black Belt Beauty Radio. I'm psyched to sit down and record this episode for you guys. It has been a wild past 2 weeks for me. Man, I love May. It's my birthday month. I just turned 41 and I launched my very first ebook. So this has all gone down in the last 2 weeks. There's been a lot of energy, man, moving through me, from me. And it's been wonderful. It truly has. So I want to share a little bit of my process regarding my new ebook. So the ebook is called Beauty Fuel Recipes for High Performance Living. So it's a recipe ebook. And I'm really proud of it, you guys. I didn't actually realize that I would be this proud of this accomplishment, because it really is an accomplishment, you know? I think it's important to share because there might be something in this piece for you that could really support you wherever you are in your life. If you're thinking about doing something similar, or, you're holding yourself back, maybe for similar reasons that I was for the longest time. So, over the years, I have heard so many times, not just on social media, but like in my real life, you need to write a recipe book. You need to write a cookbook or something like that. And I was always like, no. I mean, I've even heard you need to have a Roxy app, like a food app to go to the market with, because food is a big part of my life. It's a tool. I'm very passionate about, using it as a tool to optimize my performance, my health. And I love it. It's romantic too. Eating is my favorite part of the day. One of my favorite parts for sure. And, if you see my posts on social media, I'm not just slapping the food on the plate. I make it look sexy. It's a whole moment for me. So, the big thing that was stopping me, you guys, is that I had this kind of limiting belief that, this wasn't my place to do. I'm not a chef. It's not my place to sit here and write a recipe book. And aside from that, it's not like the strongest passion that's moving through me. Like, my podcast is my baby. I'm like, okay, I got to put everything into this. I want to grow it to make it as amazing for you guys as I possibly can. That being said, I think it's so important to pick that apart for a second. Number one, it was a limiting belief that was holding me back, making me feel like I'm not good enough, right? Just because I'm not a total expert in the field of, cooking, culinary expert. And number two, because it's not my number one passion, like the big thing that I'm so, just in love with right now, right? Like writing a recipe book wasn't, waking me up in the morning like, you got to do this. Until I made the decision to do it. So, but when I took a step back and I started to really think about why wouldn't I do this, right? Because here's the thing, people are asking me, I'm being asked. There is an ask, there is a demand. So what are you doing? It was a really cool realization to be like, you are holding yourself back right now from something that you can easily provide for them. And the thing is that I am so happy that I've created this, and now I can share this with all of you, who are interested in it, because I genuinely mean it when I say that these recipes are tools. People are so curious, I get feedback like this all the time. You're so positive. You're so alive. You're so energetic. You're so, inspirational. You guys, the thing is that life is coming at us. This is my perspective. Life is coming at us at all times. Shit's going to go down in the day. Things are going to get hard. Our performance, our reaction or response to life coming at us is not something that I just go, oh, I don't take it lightly, basically. I want to arm myself to the best of my ability so that my attitude, my cognition, my energy levels, my physical strength, my emotional resiliency, all of that is fucking primed to kick ass. And what I've discovered at now 41 years old, interesting, we're going to talk about that, is that your diet affects it. My diet 100% affects how I wake up and how I feel and how I maneuver through my life. So that's why, I'm so, consistent and particular about the foods that I eat, that I put into my body, because it is information that is telling my body what to do. And if I want my body to perform at the highest level, then I'm going to fuel myself so that it does exactly that, right? And so now I've created this ebook where I can share with you guys from my non-chef perspective, but from a high performer's perspective, the food that I eat that, is supporting my ability to do this. And I trust that it would do the same thing for you and yours. So that was really cool to just, crush that limiting belief. And the minute I did that, I made a deadline for myself and I fucking beat the deadline. I made a deadline and then I made sure that in my mind, I was like, okay, so, if this is the day that you're going to put it out, I want you to finish it, 3 days before, right? It's this game that I play with myself. And I actually did it. So that was pretty badass. And it was literally right before my birthday. So it was just this extra kind of high before my birthday. So you guys, I'm stoked again. That was a really wonderful experience for me to, number one, crush that limiting belief. Just because you are not an actual expert doesn't mean that if you have your own way, about something and people are asking you to share your way, that is something important to pay attention to and to, not shrink, the possibility of what you can offer them because you are not an official expert in that area, right? And then the other part was that, maybe you have something similar where, it's not like the thing that you are absolutely the most passionate about. However, it is absolutely an important piece to everything that you're passionate about, right? So that was huge right there, what I just said. It's not the podcast, right? It's not the kind of biggest piece to this ecosystem, this vision that I hold, but it is 100%. My food is 100% connected to everything that makes this all happen anyway. So, crack down for this, short period of time. It took me about a month and a half to write this ebook for you guys, and I fucking did it, and I am so happy I did. So I hope that, number one, that sharing that with you might do something for you in your own life and make you go towards something that you're holding yourself back from doing, and get it done and then feel very fucking proud that you did. And then number two, you guys, if you haven't checked out my ebook, blackbeltbeauty.com, it's actually a really awesome way to help me support this podcast straight up. This podcast, it costs money to produce it, and it's money that I am happy and love funding, because this is my baby, and it's only going to get better, you guys. It's already getting better. This summer is on fire with the people I have coming on to the podcast. It's going to be epic. So buying the ebook will give you the recipes, the tools that I rely on to optimize my health and performance, and it supports this podcast. So that's part one of this Solosode. Part two, I want to kind of talk about birthday and the concept of aging a bit. It's really interesting. So I'm going to read to you my Instagram post that I shared on my birthday. Well, actually the day after my birthday. On my birthday, I was just so in my present moment. I didn't want to be on my phone all day, and I just launched the ebook. I just really wanted to just enjoy and just to be. And it was a beautiful, relaxing day. And the next day I woke up and I felt very inspired by everything. And this is what came out of me. So this is my Instagram post on Roxy Look. Running into my brand new year of life with so much love, excitement, appreciation, and inspiration in my heart. It's an amazing feeling to wake up on your birthday reflecting your life, feeling genuinely elevated and grateful, because every single day I truly live my minutes out with so much intention and presence that is driven with unstoppable vision, constant growth, relentless passion, and deep purpose. That feels like fucking success to me because the journey is the reward in my mind. However, my favorite part is knowing with all of that wealth of life on my side, I do not rest in content ever. I wake up every day hungrier than the day before it to discover, to learn, to create, to rise, to express myself at a higher level in my life because there is always another level waiting for us if we are brave enough to reach for it. And no matter what the challenges are that await me on that path, I'm fucking going for it. One life, baby. I truly do not feel age. I feel levels. And I am so fucking excited to push myself up onto this next amazing level that is summoning my ass to it every single day, keeping me on my toes, making me a better fighter in life, and filling my heart with so much fuck yeah, Roxy, let's play at the very same time. So down. Thank you to everyone who showered me with birthday love. Thank you again. I am thanking you actually right now. It means so much to me. And an extra special thank you to all of the people who make me feel so loved and so supported every day of my life for all that I am. You know who you are, and I fucking love you. Truly. Level 41, here I come. All in, baby. Okay. Actually, I got to tell you something. I really wanted to post. I wanted to read this because I want that post to really live forever. It was, the word, when I'm on a roll with writing, that shit just flows, you guys. It's just like, I'm just dictating. It's just coming out of me, right? And it's true, man. I woke up and I felt so elevated and so grateful. And, I think it's important to say that I feel elevated and grateful even with my challenges, even with the adversities. I really, really do. I know that this is language we kind of hear a lot of and, these days, but, it's very, very honest when I say it. Becoming a better fighter in my life, like pushing myself to the next level that truly it feels like I'm being summoned, man. So it's like I have a choice. I can stay small and like try and hang out where it's more comfortable, or I go, fuck, man, I gotta go and like push myself to rise to that level. And at this stage in my life, you guys, I've discovered that, doing that, being brave enough to reach for that next level, no matter what the challenges are, because it's going to challenge the fuck out of you. It does to me constantly. But I've learned to love the challenge. I really have reframed what challenge is, what it means to me. I see challenge as opportunity. And I'm not saying that it's fun. No, it sucks sometimes. In fact, it sucks like almost half the time, right? Because you're being pushed against a wall. But I had this amazing conversation with one of my very best friends. Janine, I love you. The morning of my birthday, it makes me emotional. It's so fucking real. We were talking about, my process and just reflecting on everything. And she said, when I was talking about some of the challenges, she's like, man, what's so interesting about you is like you live such a radically abundant life and like you don't stop, you don't hold back because there's challenge. Like you keep moving forward, living the way that you want and pursuing the things that you want, where a lot of people would hold back and be like, oh, I can't, I don't know, I don't have the answer, I don't have this, but you just keep going for it and then it keeps showing up for you. So it's almost like this kind of when you're backed against a wall a little bit, it's like this healthy back against the wall situation because it keeps you just on your toes enough that gives you this edge and that's, making you grow in the way that you are. And then all the ways that you're growing, you're able to offer so much more from this new version of yourself to the world in the ways that you are. So it's like you always got, your back is always got, right? You're always being supported and you're able to do the things that you want to do and grow the way that you want to grow and all that stuff. But you're also, there's always this kind of challenge there that's like pushing you up and keeping you on your toes. And when you take a step back and you look at it from that perspective of like, it's almost like it's balanced, right? And obviously the goal is to like, to beat the challenges. And so far I've been doing that, man. And I think that's why I genuinely can say that challenge feels almost strangely exciting sometimes, right? It's like, oh shit. Because I know on the other end of that challenge is a better, stronger, more badass version of myself, right? And I got to go through it. So, to get to that version. But when I look back and, let's go into the whole turning 41 and being reflective of the birthday and then all that stuff. I look back and I go, man, you have conquered a lot of shit. You have had your back against the wall big time in so many ways, in your life. And you don't just, get out of the situation and beat the challenge. You grow from it and you become, you advance yourself in your entire life. And so it's like, well, how many times do you need to experience that to know that when a challenge presents itself to you, that it's another opportunity. It's another stepping stone, And so this is why it's so important, I think, to really pay attention. If you can look back and appreciate challenges right now in your life, like literally stop and think, and I'm sure all of you guys can go, well, yeah, at first that seemed like it was going to suck, but it ended up being something so great for me. I ended up growing this way. I ended up adding something like this to my life, or meeting that person, or, developing this business, or whatever, like all of it. Right. I'm putting emphasis on this point that we have the ability to look at challenge as an opportunity. And, when you are looking at challenge from an opportunistic state, you are operating from a very empowered mindset, straight up. It's not saying that it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be fucking fun. You might got it. No, I'm not saying that at all. It certainly is not fun for me all the time. Hell no. But what's so fun, you guys, is the win at the end. The win at the end. Sometimes when it's just been super hard, like, how am I going to get through this thing, or how am I going to make this happen? Those are even the better ones. Kind of like, when you're going to go to the gym and you're tired, you're exhausted, like you don't even know how you're taking your ass to the gym, but you do it, right? So when I do that, when I feel like, I'm just going to go, but I don't know what I can offer myself, like I'm just really tired, man, honestly, those are some of, if not my actual favorite workouts. Number one, because something happens when I get there where I just kind of turn on more. And I think sometimes it's maybe because I backed off an expectation of myself. That certainly can play into it. And then also because I knew that I went in there with half a tank. Like I went in there with my back against the wall. It's kind of the same thing, right? Like, I don't have much in me to go to have some kick-ass training session, but then I pull it out of me, like out of this reserve, out of who knows where it comes from. Heart, mindset, both. Certainly both. Man, though, that is the best feeling. I drive away from those sessions in the gym and or maybe it's like a run on the beach and I just feel extra amazing. So it's the same concept. It really works together. Sometimes you're not going to see the joy. You're not going to feel the joy in the process of the challenge. But I think that if we can get ahead of it, what that looks like is you see the challenge, it's in your life, it's here, it's happened. And rather than looking at it as, oh, fuck, how am I going to do this? I don't even know. This sucks. Why me? All that. You look at it and you go, okay, all right. You know what? I don't have all the answers. I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but I know I am going to pull this off, and there will be something to benefit me in my life in the process and in doing so. End of story. And that's when some shit changes. That's when it's like, all right, life, like keep coming at me. And obviously I'm not saying like, oh, like, let's just have this life full of challenge. But I don't need to say that because I don't care how much money you have in the bank, how great your partner is, how life seems so perfect in so many ways. There is always going to be a fucking challenge in some area of life. Bottom line. And if not, let's think about that for a second. Wouldn't that be kind of boring? strangely, or is it just me that I'm sick? I'm like, come on, we need a little challenge. Who the fuck are we? We don't know who we are. I say that all the time. Like, you don't know who you are until you are faced with a challenge and you discover who you are in the process of going through that challenge, how you get through it, you know? Okay. Right. That's my challenge bit. I can't even help it. I get so passionate when I start talking about challenge. It's like the warrior queen in me, you guys. It's like, let's fucking do this. But she sounds a lot sexier. Anyways, okay. So one piece that I really want to point out on, the post that I put up on my birthday, I want to talk about this concept of fuck age. It's all about levels. So when I said in the post that I truly do not feel age, I feel levels, that was perfect truth from my heart. You guys, I don't feel age. I don't feel age. It's weird. I'm like 41. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm extremely playful, and yet there is, a constant, wise woman evolving within me. And so, that really does make the whole number thing, it doesn't make sense to me. Right. And honestly, I think, the lifestyle, just taking care of body and mind in all the ways that I do, it really does promote a feeling of being ageless. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not getting, some lines around my eyes. Oh no, I see them. And I'm certainly not saying that, I'm going to live forever. Not even. But it's just more of this idea that, age just feels, and maybe it's semantics, I don't know, but age just sounds old. Like, how old are you? Well, I'm not old. I'm actually not old. So I loved, framing it in the way of that I feel levels. And it's true because I certainly am living at a much higher level from all aspects of my life at 41 than at 22, at 30, at, so forth. So maybe it's a cool thing to just put out there with more emphasis that you guys, like, when you are taking care of yourself, when you are being mindful in your life and you are looking after yourself in the best possible way that you can, and I mean that on every level, the information that you absorb from not just your, the books that you read and the news that you watch, but your food, your relationships. Training is information. It is directing your body's system, right? It's telling your body what to do. So if you're not training, that's, a lack of information that could be serving you, right? And so forth. But when you are doing, these, essential things to take care of yourself at the highest level, it's really hard to feel age. And then it becomes a game of mind. Like, some people are like, I'm old. Well, keep telling yourself that, and you're going to feel that way for sure. But I don't ever say that because I don't even know what that feels like. It doesn't hold true to me. I feel like I'm on another level, and I feel like I'm always starting a new level. Like, I'm always in this kind of beginner's state. I really feel that. So no matter how large the level is, you guys, or high the level is, I still feel like a fucking beginner all the time. And I love that, actually. I really, really do love feeling that way because it keeps me hungry. It keeps me curious. It keeps me, driving forward. I don't want to feel content. I wrote that in the post as well. I don't feel content. Fuck content. I'm not saying I want to be uncomfortable all the time. Not saying that at all. And I'm certainly not. There's a lot of, beautiful abundance and, a lot of just wonderful wealth in my life, period, right? Love, all kinds of wonderful things. And but the thing is that, I'm not just going to be complacent and be like, cool, got this. I've got, this going and this happening. And so I'm good. Fuck that. No, I'm going to take my ass to the edge, right? Just kind of hang out, peek over. Ooh, that's a little scary, but okay, nope. This is where I'm going to stretch myself. This is where I'm going to reach. This is where I'm going to grow. And, I say that with full appreciation for everything that I have, for all that I've already accomplished. So it's not to dismiss. It's not like, oh, it's not good enough. It's not that mindset, you guys. It's the mindset of, this is great. I am proud of this. I love this. But what is the next level like? What does it feel like? What does it look like? Because again, it's like, as I rise, you guys, I'm just going to frame it on me, but hopefully this applies to everyone, right? Who's taking this in. As we rise, let's say it that way, as we become better versions of ourselves, right? Higher expressions of ourselves, everyone around us is benefiting from your relationships, your children, your friendships, your coworkers, the person at the grocery store who bagged your groceries, because you're in a fucking better mood. You're radiating a different kind of energy. You have, conversations that are more rich, that are more, empowering, more elevating. It's just, there is a ripple effect here, right? So it's not just about servicing ourselves for ourselves. It's understanding that in doing that and becoming this powerful, next level, badass version of yourself, full of vitality, full of just, electricity and inspiration, all this stuff, it is affecting everything, all life around you in a beautiful, beautiful way. So I think that, that could be a very inspiring way to look at it, because sometimes it can be looked at as like, doing all these things for yourself is like, it's selfish. Well, okay, yeah. But if it's making you a better person, then that is an offering to everything around you. So fuck it then, be selfish. You know what I mean? It's like, it's semantics. Let's reframe the word. Yeah, so that was important. That was pretty radical to write that out, to feel that, come through me and be able to express that in my writing and then really just take a step back and think about that. Like, man, it is so true. I do not feel fucking age at all. I feel levels, and I am so excited about this new year and this new level. There are so much wonderful things happening personally in my life. And again, I say that with full acknowledgement, like in that wonderful is packaged the challenges, right? So it's not all easy. I feel like it's important to say that because I'm not trying to paint this picture like it's just all so great. It's all so easy. It is all fucking great. It's great, but it's certainly not easy. But I find greatness in the not easy. Boom. That's where I'm going to end this. Oh, you guys, that's it right there. I find greatness in the not easy too. Man, I hope this episode was kind of a bit of a freestyle, but I really wanted to share, and put emphasis on things that have taken place in the last couple weeks of my life that I'm really proud of, the process of it, all of it, because, I do feel like there's value in just being so open and sharing this stuff with you guys, yeah, that's my hope anyways. And I trust that that's what it's doing. So I'm going to wrap out. I'm going to send all my love to you guys. I appreciate you so much. Let me know, please. I love hearing from you so much. I know I usually close out my solosodes, with these words, but it's all fucking true, man. It's absolutely true. I love connecting with you. Hit me up on Instagram, Roxy Look, ROXYLOOK, Black Belt Beauty. I am always excited to connect with you and always so appreciative that you have taken some of your valuable time and attention and shared it here with me. So on that note, you guys, I'm signing out with all my love and excited to be right here with you again next week. Peace out. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, you guys. If you loved it, please share it on your social. Throw it up on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at Black Belt Beauty. I am also at Roxy Look, ROXYLOOK. I love connecting with you guys. This is a conversation that I want to just continue growing with you guys. So if you feel inspired, to hit me up, do so in that space. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so by rating it and reviewing it via iTunes. It's such supportive help, you guys. It really helps the visibility of this podcast. So I appreciate and thank you in advance for doing that. And last but not least, if you are interested in starting your own podcast, or perhaps you already have one and you need help with, editing your audio and the production of it, I cannot recommend my producers enough. Resonate Recordings, you guys, they are the bomb. I rely on them. They are an absolute supportive tool to me and my podcast. So check them out and let them know that Black Belt Beauty sent you. And on that note, you guys, I'm signing off with all my love and always looking forward to catching you on the next.